All right, let's talk a minute. Action camera versus an actual camera. So if you think about it, an action camera is something like a real camera. You can do manual settings. It has good imaging. But the action camera can really just nickel and dime you to death. Good example is, in order to add external audio, you got to get a adapter. If you want to go ahead and place any type of things on here, you need a cage. If I was wanting to place this thing on a tripod, I still need a cage. Now the great thing is, I can have raw photos, but I got to use an app in order to edit those raw photos. Action cameras are equivalent to a wide angle lens. So you have 16 millimeters to probably like 20. Well, just so I don't mess that up, you have 2 times zoom. So the way that you use an action camera is you have to be up close to whatever thing that you're planning on shooting, because it's not going to zoom out far enough to capture anything from a distance. So either you're shooting up close or something extremely big. So usually you're shooting either a blog or some type of POV type of thing, but you do have decent aperture, and the autofocus may be hit and miss, because the action camera will have your face a little bit blurry and your background clear. But it's not really just that blurry, it's just a criticism. Now with a regular camera, everything is dependent on your lens. Or should I say a mirrorless camera. That's all I have experience with. Regular cameras can shoot in RAW or JPEG. As I said before, it's all dependent on your lens, so you can go and shoot far or POV. However, it's important to say that regular cameras are a whole lot more heavier than action cameras. In some cameras, at least the one that I have, you're able to edit raw photos on the camera. Minor editing, but if you're trying to go and get your pictures on the go, this is it. So a regular camera has all that you need on the go. You have a hot shoe right here, where you're able to mount either a microphone, a light, or a flash. On the side here, I can either place a remote or a microphone. I can also place headphones up in here where I can go and listen to the audio if I'm a little bit iffy about the audio. And if I was wanting to connect it to a TV, I have an HDMI. But HDMI minis are notoriously for breaking. But they are there, and that is an option. Now, one other thing that I didn't even think about was the screens. Now, you have a 3-inch screen right here. It's big, and you're going to see what's going on. You're going to put this in multiple angles. And if I open it, it does not interfere with the hot shoe. It's way out the way. However, with the action camera, I place anything on top of that, I need an external monitor, because it's going to get in the way of the screen. Now, unfortunately, here's where the action camera wins. With the action camera, either because it's small or something like that, but it has awesome stabilization. So I can run, jump, or do all types of silly things, and I don't have to worry about the stabilization. With the actual camera, I need to go and pay a little bit more for any type of stabilization being on this thing, but the lens does has its own stabilization. A weaker stabilization than the action camera. But if you're planning on using the thing on a tripod, then it really doesn't make much of a difference, does it? And then on another thought, cameras are tools. So there's all types of things that you would use an action camera for that you can't use a regular camera for, and things that you would use a regular camera for that you can't use the action camera for. So having them both and carrying them both around you for 2 different purposes. For example, if I'm walking or strolling around, action camera. It's small, portable. I ain't got to worry about wearing my arm out. But with a regular camera, it's kind of like a studio-based thing. If I was wanting to attach it to the computer or carrying it on a tripod where I'm just standing right in front of the camera. But I wouldn't carry this thing around too long trying to vlog on it, because eventually it's going to wear your arm out. But I do feel that if you want to set up and you want to go ahead and really just get a perfect video, everything that's attached to a regular camera will help you do that. Everything about the action camera says that you need to spend a little extra money to go and get the same that you would out of the regular camera. But if you have the money to do that, then that should be no problem. If not, I would just go with a regular camera. So in summary, action camera is for POV and vlogs. Regular camera is to attach to a computer or capturing family moments, family reunions. Something that you feel that you want to go and set up for and get the best bang for your buck with audio and video. So, selfie, self-indulgence, mid-professional. I want to take these pictures and edit some videos.